Wow, I am exhausted from dealing with all that school stuff. But while I was taking care of the school things that wore me out, let's see what Missy's been dealing with that has worn her out.
So, for 6 months since I had typhoid fever, I have been having issues with my stomach. And today I am finally getting an EGD to see uh, what's going on in there. Um, I left the house this morning at about 6:45, and we hit traffic, of course. And then I called the hospital to tell them I was running late, and they didn't have me on the schedule, which I thought was a little weird that they didn't call to confirm this procedure yesterday. But anyway, so they said, well, let us call you back in 2 minutes. So they called me back about 5 minutes later and said, take your time. It's no problem that you're running late. The doctor will see you whenever you get here. And I was just thinking how much different that is from the US, because in the US, if they wouldn't have had me on the schedule, I would have been scheduled for like another 2 months out. So that is, while there are a lot of difficult things and hard things with the timing and everything here, I will say that is one benefit is that there is a lot of margin put into the schedule here. So when things like this happen, you still get to get your procedure or whatever it is, and people are much more laid back here. So getting ready and waiting now. They're coming to take me soon, and hopefully everything will go good with the procedure, and we'll find out whatever God wants us to find out. Thanks for your prayers, everybody. Okay, so I had my procedure and everything went good. I'm just a little tired right now. But thankfully, because my two languages started mixing in my mind when I woke up, thankfully the doctor spoke English, which is always a blessing. So now we wait for the results, which he said my doctor will have by this afternoon. But he said that they didn't see anything like gastritis or anything like that when they looked at my stomach. So um, he said some other things, but I don't remember them. So we'll see. We'll see what the report says. But yay, I made it through.
Pero hice este ejercicio en la mañana y el dolor no empezó.
All right, we got the results of my EGD, and thankfully that all came back. I don't have any stomach cancer, or there was a specific bacteria they were looking for that's really hard to kill off, that thankfully I don't have that. What I do have is an issue with my duodenum, which is a fun word to say. And that's if I understand correctly, the valve that separates your small bowel from your stomach. It is letting bile from my gallbladder come up into my stomach. So I have to have an ultrasound to check and see why that's doing that, if there's something going on in my gallbladder or what's wrong with my duodenum. And I also have gastritis from that stuff coming back up into my stomach. So it means a lot of medical treatment, medicines to treat the gastritis, diet change, and it'll take about 6 to 8 months to completely heal it, at least. And sadly, there's a lot of things that I can't have that I love, like chocolate. But Dylan's happy because I just gave him a lot of my chocolate that I just brought back from the US. So I can have it once every 10 days. So I'm thankful I can at least still have it once in a while. But at least the good thing is that I live in a country where where the diet for gastritis, the stuff to buy is super cheap. So lots of fruits and vegetables and all that kind of stuff. So that's a good thing. Also, super thankful that my hand is better. It was just a little bit of inflammation from where they punctured my vein when they put the catheter in for the anesthesia. And so I didn't have a clot or an infection, and I'm so thankful that they tried to give me antibiotics again that day, and I was like, no more antibiotics. I'm so tired of what antibiotics are doing to my body. So hopefully now we have a diagnosis. We know how to work on treating it. We know what to be praying for healing from. And hopefully in 6 to 8 months, I will finally be, which will be a year and a half later, I will finally be at the end of all of this typhoid mess. Guys, don't ever get typhoid fever. It's horrible. Anyway, thanks for your prayers, and please keep them coming because I got a long road of healing ahead of me.